your questions there. So our first panel member to help with our discussion for today is Mr. Kofi Owusu-Boakye, who is an international economic development person. He's an economist who has really helped so many developing countries to address the economic issues. He's also an elder of the Pentecost Church International Worship Center in Wallbridge, Virginia. He is happily married with his wife, Orders, and he is blessed with 3 wonderful children. So he is a great person, to help us as young people, how we manage our emotions and how we develop healthy relationships so that we also have a happy marriage like he has. So thank you so much, Mr. Boakye, for accepting to be part of our panel members for today. The second person is also a very experienced counselor, mentor, and a life coach in the person of Dinah Dankwa Amwa. She is also going to be one of our panel members. She is the vice president of HR Foundation, and her interest is to kind of equip young people to achieve their dreams and their aspiration. He is currently pursuing a PhD as well. So she is a doctor in the making. So we are so honored to have you with us, Ms. Dinah Dankwa Amwa. So before we start, I will give our panel members the opportunity to kind of, I did a brief summary about them. So I would like them to first of all tell us who they are, and then we'll start from there. So I'll start with Mr. Boakye.
I was hoping you'd do the ladies first, but all right. Well, first of all, let me express my gratitude to all of you for the invitation, particularly to my brother Blessed, whom I've known, I guess, since he's been in this country and has become a brother to me. And he's gotten to know my family. We've spent some time together, actually, here in Virginia. By way of an introduction, I think in your remarks, you highlighted the key parts of, I guess, who I am in terms of my family and my personal life. I'm an elder. I'm a presiding elder within the Church of Pentecost. And so perhaps it's probably worth articulating the fact that my presentation and my points will be coming from a Christian worldview. I don't mean to sermonize as well as to evangelize in this platform, but I can't help being who I am. And so that is where I can speak and tell you that which I know. But based on the fruit of my experience, hopefully something beneficial will come out of it for your own journey in life as well. Professionally, I work as a development economist, as my sister Esther highlighted. I have done work all over the world, pretty much every African country where USAID, which is the agency that I work with, is operating. I have done work in it. And now I am working out of Asia. Well, I'm based in DC, but I cover the Asia, Southeast Asia for the most part. I don't know if you want me to give some prefatory remarks on the topic.
Yeah, maybe. Go ahead.
I think the subject of the program is an interesting one. The idea of intimacy and self-control, because I believe, I think just to kind of, well, you know what? Let me pause here because I don't want to jump into it right away. I want to hear from my sister Dina, and I guess maybe have her introduce herself before we jump into the subject. Sister Dina, let me please, you can take the mic now.
Hi, thank you. Hi guys, it's an honor to be here, and then thank you, Mr. Kofi Owusu. So I think you basically said a whole lot of what I am. And I would like to say that I've worked most of my life in a hospital as a quality assurance manager. And the only thing I would like to add is that I'm married with 2 kids.
Okay.
That's basically what I would add to add. So I don't know whether, so that's all. I have to jump into it, or
Yeah, jump into it, Miss Dina.
Yeah. So like I just want to say that human beings are social animals. When I say animals, I don't mean it to be like we are animals, but you know, in science, we are homophobians. We are categorized as animals. And then it's an innate thing to one relationship. When you look at the diagram for our well-being, our social well-being, you realize that having relationship is part of one of the things that makes us happy, and then it contributes to a healthy social well-being. So it's not out of order for us to seek ways of making our relationship strong and then being able to be happy. And one of the things I think which really impact our relationship is emotions, because emotions, am I jumping right into it so fast?
No, yeah, just go into it, please. Yes.
I go.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So like I just want to say that emotions can impact the way we act, the way we think, and the way we react to things. So it's so important to know how to manage it. And we never learn how to finish learning how to manage our emotions. It's a lifelong process. So like one may say, what is even managing your emotions in a relationship? For me, it's a way of finding balance when you are faced with extreme emotions. Most often in a stressful situations, I realize that when you are in a very calm environment and there's nothing happening, most of the time you are not really called upon to manage your emotions. It's when you are in very, very extreme situations, stressful situations, that is really required that you manage your emotions. So for me, in a relationship, it's just finding the balance of managing emotions when you are very stressful, so that it will benefit you and the other partner and all that. So I'll just have to stop here, and then I'll let Mr. Kofi also come in, and then we'll go from there. I don't want to say it.
Yeah, Mr. Kofi. So
Yeah.
even as you give us your open remarks, I would like you to highlight, we are talking about emotions. Highlight what exactly emotions are. Is it me crying,
That's right.
laughing, or what? So we would like to know what kind of emotions we are talking about here. Thank you.
Thank you. So yes, thank you so much. I think that's a good segue to what I was going to say. I think it's important that we do some definitions, right? We are talking about managing emotions for a healthy, intimate relationship. Now, as our sister has already mentioned, emotions are are innate. They are God-given. And so in terms of how we react, it's as if it's comparable to, say, looking at the sun. You will blink when you look at the sun, right? Because your body is programmed to react a certain way based on the external influence that is coming in. And in the same way, we are programmed to cry. We are programmed to be happy. We are programmed to be angry. We are programmed to be anxious. We are programmed to be fearful. We are programmed to be exhilarated. We are programmed to fall in love, and we are programmed to have hatred and anger. All of those things are emotions that I would say are part of the human condition. Okay. Now, if I were preaching, I would actually tell you where it came from and why it is. But let's assume, just for the sake of this conversation, that the human condition has us all programmed with these things in there. When you're driving on the highway and somebody cuts you off, it's, if you don't manage your emotions, before you even know it, you're speaking out words and reacting emotionally, just as you would if you were to look into the sun without sunglasses You would blink and you have a reaction. That's just the way the human body is programmed. And that, when you bring it within intimate relationship, which is the other dimension of the topic, what is intimacy? And we can have intimacy across various dimensions. You can have intimacy with God. You can have intimacy with your friends. You can have intimacy with your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your fiancé. Okay. Intimacy, simply put, at least the way I define it, is to know and to be known. To know and to be known. Okay. What that means is, if I am intimate with you, then there is that fig leaf of protectionism is removed. And so we quote unquote, we stand, is proverbially speaking, but we stand naked before each other in terms of that intimacy between us at the highest level is almost akin to nakedness, because there's nothing to hide. What is known, what is there to be known about me is known by the person with whom I'm intimate. And what is there to be known about her is known by me. And so in a healthy relationship, which is the other dimension of your topic, therefore, putting all these together, then we are looking at how do we manage these innate emotional reactions that I talked about in a way that encourages love, mutual affection, respect, and encouragement between two people that intimately know each other. Okay. Now, the point that I will make in furtherance of that topic, on that definition, is that emotions show up before we sometimes get the chance to control them. As I'm speaking now, I'm giving you points, but before the points come out of my mouth, if you are emotionally intelligent, you can see it in my face. Okay. And so on any given day, we may make at most maybe 10, 20 hardcore head decisions, right? We may make a head decision to go to the grocery store or maybe postpone it to tomorrow. We may make a head decision to surprise our wife with a gift, or we may decide that the budget doesn't make for it. But on the other hand, if I see something dirty and I walk into the house and I see something dirty and the house is a mess, I don't need to speak before my children see in my face that I'm not happy. You understand? At the same time, if I am with my wife and there is that inner love, it shows up in my eyes. It shows up in how my cheeks will move. It shows up in the tone of my voice. It might even show up in the cadence of my walk. Okay? So when you are intimate with somebody, they get to know you really well. So how you walk, even when the person hasn't seen you yet, they can tell by the pace of your cadence that this is normal Kofi coming, this is angry Kofi coming, or this is a nervous Kofi coming, just by the cadence of the person knows you really well. Okay. By the same token, the tone of my voice communicates a lot about what is going on the inside. And so in a healthy relationship that people are intimate with each other, one, there has to be the first requirement for intimacy is trust. Okay. And so you all are here as grad students and you are looking for tips on how to build healthy, intimate relationships. I want to assure you that if you don't have complete trust in another, you cannot have what is considered a healthy relationship, let alone an intimate relationship. And so I would say that, you know, scripture tells us that the heart is very precious, okay, and it is the seat of all emotions. And it is true. And experience tells me that it is true. Okay. And so if you're falling in love with a man or if you're falling in love with a woman, and as you get to know them, you realize that they are over time, of course, trust isn't built in 1 day or 1 week or even 1 month. I've been with my wife for going on 14 years, and I'm still building on that. Okay. And so that if you are having challenges building trust, as in this person lies small, there's no such thing as a small liar. Anybody who is habitually lying about small things has trust issues, and you have to be careful with that. Okay. If this person isn't kind to you, you have to be careful about that, because it is the root of insecurities that lead to unhealthy intimate relationships. And so kindness and transparency and integrity, to me, these are 3 critical. I haven't written these things down, but just by knowledge of people and having sat in various relationship counseling sessions, I can assure you that that trust is built on the foundations of integrity, transparency, and kindness. And I think if we can see this in another, then we can actually begin to travel the journey of intimacy that will cause us to be known by them and for us to know them. I'll pause here and maybe invite additional comments or questions.
Yeah. So, Ms. Dina, I would like you to add up to what Mr. Boache mentioned, like how do you build a healthy relationship as far as our emotions are concerned? Because I think that was what Mr. Boache highlighted, the trust and all that. So what do you have to add to all these? Thank you.
So before, I would like to say that every emotion triggered comes with an emotional reaction. Every emotion triggered, it comes with an emotional reaction. And that is the most important thing, because I feel like emotions are good. It's given by God. Do you understand? But it's how you react to the emotions when it's triggered. That is the most important thing in a relationship. For example, when I'm happy, you see me smile. And then when I'm angry, you see it on my face. Like if I were fair, you see blood rush on my face and all that. And sometimes scientists have even discovered that your emotions can trigger some muscles in your body to move automatically when you are emotional. So even if you don't take anything from here, I need you to know that when emotions are triggered, it comes with a reaction. And it's the way you manage your reactions that will lead to your being in a positive, healthy, emotional relationship. For example, if you haven't mastered the act when you are angry, haven't mastered the act of controlling that emotion, which is anger, when the muscle of your body move, you may hit your partner, and it will lead to what? Abuse. Do you understand? I know when you haven't learned how to manage your emotions, let's say you are sad, there's a moment they wake up in the morning, they will be angry, they will squeeze their face the whole day and be moody. And one thing I want to tell you that recently, when they did an experiment about emotions, they realized that emotions are contagious. Do you realize that when you enter a room and everybody is happy, it affects you, it's contagious? When you go to a funeral and people are crying, yeah, automatically you become sad. Sometimes you don't even know the person, but you are sad. And because emotions are contagious, because of this discovery, when you were in a relationship and you don't know how to manage your emotions, you realize that the whole balance of the relationship are supposed to make us happy, not feel lonely, contribute to our general well-being, make us even grow healthy and longer. When you read scientifically, emotions are supposed to make us live longer. So when your emotions are not managed correctly and your reactions are not balanced, then you realize that one is draining in a relationship. What's a relationship? If one person doesn't want to call or come back home, people want to run away from you and all that. It's very overpowering and very draining. And when your relationships are not going well, it affects every aspect of your life. Also, when you go to work, you are angry. At school, somebody can even cough. You just flare up because your relationship. So, when I began, I said, when it comes to our general well-being, relationship, our environment, so many things come into play. So our intimate relationship is part of the things that makes us happy. And we are human beings. God created us to have relationships and be happy. Do you understand? So it affects every aspect of our lives. So I always say that a happy girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife is a happy individual. Do you understand? So for me, I wanted to take note of the emotional reactions. And then you start working on the emotional reactions. And then, like, already I told you that when you are in a relationship and then it's not going on well and you're not reacting correctly to all the things, it can be very draining. And emotion can make and unmake your relationship, marriage, even relationship with your mother, father, everything. It can make and unbreak it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's so important that we manage all these emotions in our relationship. And I already told you, emotions are very contagious. So even in a family, so I know from girlfriend, boyfriend, you're gonna step into marriage. When you are in a home where emotions are not managed correctly, it even affects the children. Imagine daddy is always angry. Then your child will grow up with anger issues. Do you understand? But imagine if when daddy is angry, coming back at home, he calls mommy aside. See, that's the reaction, how you are reacting to it. Maybe you came to the house, that your mommy, the house is dirty, food, the children are hungry and all that. So now I want to concentrate on your reaction. You can choose to react to it positively or in a balanced way or negatively. I need you to know that your emotions does not only affect only you, it affects the people around you. And because it's contagious, people also learn. Your partner can also tap into it and it spoils the whole balance of the relationship. So let me come to even children. See, because from boyfriend, girlfriend, if you're not able to manage some of these things, you take it to marriage. That's how come you have children with anger issues, children with, you see, they grow up and they become violent because of how daddy or mommy reacted to some of the emotions they experience, which is natural. Do you understand? So daddy comes, so mommy hasn't, the room is dirty and all that. Daddy has creased the face. That is already insulting mommy. The child is also thinking that the way to react to these emotions is also to be angry and throw hands and talk anyhow. And I also want to state that because emotions trigger reactions, we should watch our words. Because when you are emotional, you want to release it somewhere. You want it because, see, because emotion causes a reaction. Example, when you're angry, you see that your heart will be pounding, gum, 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 gum. Do you realize that your whole system becomes more functioning? So then you want to react in a way to release yourself. So every human being is selfish. So in a way of bringing out your reaction to free yourself, one, you must watch your words. I've already talked about how you react to the situation. Do you understand? Because words are things you can never take back when it comes out. So I've heard so many times when husbands or boyfriends are so angry, like I've sat in relationship situations and I'm trying to solve issues, and then I'll hear maybe the husband, my wife is a fool. This girl, she's not sensible at all, madam, let me tell you. See, and words are powerful. Words has the ability to make and unmake us. Do you understand? So if you don't take anything from this meeting, one thing I want you to take from this meeting is manage your reactions when your emotions are triggered. And two, emotions are natural, they are good. But we have healthy and unhealthy emotions. Like if you do something bad to me and then I do not react, you think that I like it. So we have good emotions. But when I squeeze my face, like when you're insulting me, immediately you see my face, you know that this thing Dinah doesn't like it. So that is healthy. Do you understand? Or maybe you did something to me, it pained me, I cried a little bit. It will make you know that this thing I did to Dinah, she didn't like it. That's why she's crying. So that is healthy. Do you understand? But the part which is not healthy is like when is able to impact the other partner in a way that the person is not happy or harmed, or not want to be in that situation anymore, then it's unhealthy. So I'll also pause here and then allow our Reverend Kofi too. And I also add that even for us Christians, you know that even God gets angry. You know that? Because there are times the children of Israel will push God to a point, he will open the earth and then they will enter and all that. So emotions are natural, cry, like it's something with us. And I want to say that sometimes some of the things that affect how we react emotional, these are culture, traditions and all that. It can really impact on how we express our emotions healthy. Example, in a Ghanaian culture, they will tell you that, like, if a man expresses emotion, they will say, this one is weak man. Even when the man wants to express their emotions in a healthy way, you understand? They will say, if it were me, I would have slapped the woman left, right for saying this to me. So culture, because we are culture beings, that's how we're raised. The way we act and everything all comes from our culture. So the way your mom raised you, it came from how she was socialized. And so that's what you take into your relationship. The way you are socialized is what you take into your relationship. And it has so much impact on our emotions and how we act to it. So to have a very, 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 very healthy relationship and an intimate relationship with our partners, we have to check out how we're socialized. See, somebody said the most ignorant, and in the 21st century, illiteracy is no more not going to school. Illiteracy is refusing to learn and unlearn. So when it comes to emotions, it's all about learning and unlearning. Learning and unlearning.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Dinah. Like, I'm really, this discussion is very much interesting. So, Mr. Boache, I would like you to kind of highlight issues relating to jealousy, insecurity, and all those things that people experience in relationships. Is it normal?
Yes.
Is it
Thank you.
normal? Is it not normal and all that? Yeah.
I'm very much enjoying the conversation, Ms. Diana. Thank you for those points.
Thank you.
I can kind of pivot off of some of your points about the need to control emotions and the infectious nature of emotions. You know, there's a quote that is attributed to C.S. Lewis. And he says that the heart never takes the place of the head, but it can and should obey it. The heart, it should never take the place of the head, but the heart should be subjected to the obedience of the head. What he means, it's a deep statement, and what he means is that, look, emotions are normal and they will come, okay? There's an interesting study that has been done that when a person yawns, like as I'm sitting here, if I yawn like, you'll be amazed how many of you will also catch the same urge to yawn. Yawning is infectious. Scientists don't quite know why. Maybe it upsets the equilibrium in the room. Maybe just seeing the person's face, it's infectious because it taps into a certain degree of empathy that is in all of us, okay? The point that I'm making here is that because emotions are infectious, it has been confirmed by multiple studies over long periods, like longitudinal studies, that the most important trait in terms of leadership that you look for in a person isn't technical, isn't degrees or where they went to school. It's in their emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to be able to understand your own emotions and subject it to the judgment of the head, and the ability to sense the same in another and respond accordingly instead of emotionally. Now, people who are able to do this well, bar none, are far more likely to be successful in life than people who have incredible, I mean, Elon Musk has just burned through over $200 billion over the past few months because he lacks a certain degree of emotional intelligence. And we see it around us. I think you guys can all relate. And so bringing it back to the point that you raised earlier, my sister, Esther, about jealousy in relationships. I know there's a question in the chat box we can get to later.
Yeah.
Jealousy, you know, there can be healthy jealousy. I don't want us to think that jealousy is always abnormal or to be rejected. There is such a thing as healthy jealousy, right? Healthy jealousy is the kind of emotion that will be triggered in me if I were to find that my wife were cheating with another man. I'm jealous for my wife's unadulterated affections. That, you know, the urge to give of myself and my love and the expectation that she would do the same is maintained by that healthy jealousy that makes that emotion unique and exclusive to us. Okay, it's a two-way street. And so that sense of jealousy is what makes it special, that this is ours and we treasure it and we won't even dare to share it with another. Okay, and so it is rooted in mutual affection. Okay, and so those of you who are referencing the God, you know, I see somebody talking about God is even more jealous. That is true, because God has unadulterated love for his creation. And so anything that deviates from that inspires his jealous anger. And the only thing that can address it is the sacrifice of his son on the cross. We can talk about that later. The point being that we are bound, the love is made even more sacrosanct by the emotion of jealousy that protects it in a healthy way, in an intimate relationship. On the other hand, okay, unhealthy jealousy is rooted in control, is rooted in fear, it's rooted in it's rooted in a sense of wanting to control another, which is oftentimes a function of fear and unresolved issues. Okay, and so if I am in a relationship and somehow I want to be the only one talking to you at all times, ignoring the fact that part of a healthy relationship includes having healthy relationships with parents, healthy relationships with other friends, healthy relationships with your girlfriends and guy friends, healthy relationships with others. That is, if I want to consume all your time and your energies, that is unhealthy. And that would lead to negative reaction, particularly in a healthy relationship. It will undermine the health of the relationship. And so the first thing that we need to be sensitive to is to really, again, understand the root cause of that jealous emotion, and then subject it to the analysis of the head. That, am I exhibiting a healthy jealousy here, or am I exhibiting a negative, fear-based, control-based jealousy? The mind that is able to do that distinction is able to course correct. But if you're not able to control that emotional reaction, and you are led to act, as Diana was saying, act out of fear, act out of control, act out of lack. There's a word I'm looking for, it's not coming to me. Act out of a sense of ownership. We are made
domineering
to resist it. Domineering. Thank you, my dear sister Lydia. So a domineering spirit is one that operates out of dysfunction. Somebody, if you are domineering towards your wife, husband, fiance, or somebody that you're intimate with, it isn't healthy. And it leads to it breaks down trust. And so I want us to be sensitive to doing a self-analysis of what exactly is driving this feeling. That is the first sign of emotional intelligence, to be able to take a step back from the edge and actually subject the emotion to analysis of the head. It's not always very easy to do, but the people who are able to do that are the ones who are able to be successful in every sphere of life. I'll pause here.
All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Boache. So Ms. Dina, I would like you to we have a question in the chat which says that how does all this discussion apply to people who are not now in a relationship, but they are seeking to enter one? How does all this emotional intelligence, controlling our emotion, knowing that our emotions triggers reactions and all that, how does that apply to those of us not in a relationship now, but we hope to have one soon?
Yeah, so if you're not in a relationship, the first thing you need to do, see, most of the times the person who knows wants somebody is the person himself or herself. So I know myself more than any one of you here. Do you understand? So before you've lived with yourself, you've had experiences that have triggered your emotions and all that. Although there are situations you are still yet to experience, because even up to now, there are some ways I reacted to some things I didn't even know I had that in me. So sometimes you have to experience a situation to know how to react to it. So you can't know how you react to all your emotions. But for now, at least most of you are over 20 years. So you've lived with yourself for 20 years. So you know the things that triggers you. You know how you react to things. So those are the things you can watch. So now you can start applying some things to your current friendships before you enter into a relationship. So it's so important to have a very balanced friendship. There are some people, they'll have only male friends. That's not healthy. There are some girls who they'll have only female friends. It's not healthy at all. So today, take it from Dinah. Dinah is saying that when you go, have a mixture of friends. It helps you learn from each other. Because if you have only friends, male friends, you realize that you not have the females are very, very triggering. We're made troublesome. A woman can really trigger you, or a man can really trigger you. And if you don't have an experience with maybe a male or female friends, you don't even know. There are some even emotions when you are friends with a female, you realize that it's triggered by just our brains. Example, and excuse me if anyone don't girlfriend, when we are even in our periods, our emotions, because of the estrogens and all the hormones going on, you realize that our emotions are heightened. And she will wake up, she's having cramps, she's going through a lot, she's bleeding and all that. So her emotions are heightened. Those times we get angry easily, we are moody, our hormones are all over the place. So if you've never been friends with a woman or don't have a sister or something, some of these things you don't know. You think that, oh, this is how she is. No, snap out of it. You know, a lot of times when you're being emotional, people will come and say, snap out of it. You like it too much. Not healthy at all. So it's so important to have, if you don't have sisters, even sisters, you know, because women, we are different. Somebody said women are witches. It's just a very, on a lighter note, we are not. Every woman is different. So the more you experience different women, I'm not saying you should go and do 10 and 11 girlfriends. Some of you guys will be doing 20 girlfriends. And when we ask you, we say we are learning. You don't get experience from that. You can get all this experience from friendships. So you learn all these things before you enter. Do you understand? Emotions can also be triggered by our hormones, health. our brains. Do you understand? The woman is not feeling well. Her period is coming. She has cramps. It's not a very good feeling. So her brain would trigger an emotion that says, this is not a good feeling you are feeling. So I don't think you should talk too much. See, then she becomes moody. Then anything you do, she's angry. If you don't understand these things, she says, hey, this girl, at this particular time, I say she likes to play. Other time, she doesn't like to play. Have you seen a lot of men say that she's like cold and hot? Sometimes she's happy. Other times she's not happy and all that. So when you are a single man, about to enter all these things, use your friendships as practice. So let me give you a very practical way of managing your emotions now before you even enter the relationship. Number one, I always practice this. Pause when you think, you know yourself, when you think you are being triggered, you pause. Take a very deep breath. I promise you, and you count even out to 4. That 1 minute or 30-second deep breath you took can cause a whole lot of change. It's so important to breathe in between your emotions. So take a very deep breath, very, very deep. Pause. No matter, see, when you are getting angry, you know. When you are being triggered, you know. So like take a deep breath, like, pause. And then there's something I do. I start counting in my head, or I start taking my mind to a place of happiness. And I start trying to think positively. We call something cognitive reprisal, where, so right now, let's say, what's your name, host? Let me see. Let's say Esther.
Oh, blessed.
Esther has said, look at her hair. And that has really made me angry. So in my head, maybe what is going through my head is when she said, look at your hair, she's trying to say my hair is ugly. Is she trying to say my hair is smelly or something? So immediately I pause. What you do is that you repraise. What if she's trying to say your hair is beautiful? Or what if she's trying to say your hair is making your face look different today? Immediately I take a pause and start repraising what I'm thinking that is making me angry. You see that it changes the whole situation. So some scientists in a University of Minnesota did a research on these emotions, and they gave an example which was really good. They said 2 kids were being bullied. They would go to school, there people would beat them. One of the kids decided, if they are beating me, it might be my fault. So it sent that kid to a place of depression. But the other kid said, if they are beating me, maybe it's a reflection on them. Maybe in their house, they are not happy. Immediately he thought that, he began to realize that this is not my fault. So it made him want to make new friends and move away from that situation. So do you understand the way we think? So in that particular moment, because all your emotions are heightened, your muscles want to move and all that, take a deep breath and think. And other things you can also use to train yourself whilst you are about to enter a relationship is also mindful activities. If you were a Christian, I would have said, when you wake up in the morning, read your Bible and meditate. If you're a non-Christian, I would say that meditation is very good. People who take some time, see, it's not every time that you wake up. Some people, they wake up in the morning, they will talk and talk and talk. If they are even less busy, they want to go and find friends to have an activity. It's very good to have an alone time to reflect on your mind and all that. And then learn how to accept your emotions. Some people, when you're even telling them, you are angry, they'll say, me, I'm not angry. If I'm angry, you would have seen how, this is not how, when I'm angry, I act. Sure. If I'm angry here, do you know what I would have done? You won't even see me. You are angry, your whole face, your eyes are coming out. If you say you are becoming jealous, you say, me, I'm not jealous. So learn how to accept. So for example, when I'm getting angry, I'm like, Diana, you are getting angry. Take a deep breath. You see, immediately I accept that I'm getting angry, my mind automatically look for ways to control it. So learn how to accept your emotions. Learn it. If you are getting jealous, Diana, you are getting jealous. That's what will lead you to want to find solutions to all this. So for those of you wanting to enter into a relationship, these are some of the things you can practice before you enter, and learn to challenge your thoughts. Do you understand? You can even have a conversation with people about things. Challenge it. Don't have one archaic mindset that I think that she meant that I'm crazy, so I'm going by that. So if your mind is telling you she thinks she's saying I'm crazy, challenge it. Are you sure? What if she's not saying you are crazy? See, people who don't always challenge their thoughts don't always climb faster. In everything you do, challenge your thoughts. Anytime you have an idea, challenge it. Make sure you put it to all the tests to make sure. So if at the end of the day you come back to the same thought after you've challenged it, then you've done due diligence. And you can be proud of yourself. And then you can, if it becomes, you realize that it's something you cannot control at all and it's impacting your life, seek professional help. Ghanaians and Africans, we don't like seeking professional help at all. We think that if you are seeking professional help, it means we are weak or we are mad. No. It means that I've acknowledged or come to a point where I realize that I have this and I can't do it on my own and I need help. So you can talk to a counselor at church, you can talk to somebody older, you can even go to like a psychologist for help. So when it gets to a point whereby your emotions, you applied all these things I'm saying, and sometimes you can even take a bath. When I'm angry, I can take a very warm shower or take a walk. It will shock you how taking a walk or taking a warm shower can help you with managing your emotions. See, by the time you come out from that warm shower, you see that you are refreshed. Or by the time you come back from taking a nature walk, you see that you're all refreshed and your mood is, see, you can see a dog barking and then you are happy and all that. So I just don't want to take so many. So these are some of the things you can apply that can help before you even enter a relationship or when bring somebody's daughter or somebody's son and come and trouble them. Thank you.
Esther,
so much. Yeah, just go ahead, Mr. Bachi.
I'm enjoying the conversation quite a bit. I think somebody wrote there that Sister Diana is shaking tables. Go forward and shake it further. In terms of the emotional relationship between men and women, I want to just put it out there that we should not play with people's emotions. For the single ones, I think that was the premise of the question, right? People that are friends. Yeah. And Diana is telling us that we should have healthy male-female relationships before. Now, as you were speaking, I was prompted to remember, some of you may know this. There's a movie called When Harry Met Sally. Is a classic American romantic comedy. And Billy Crystal is the main protagonist in the movie. And he links up with Meg Ryan. And he makes a profound statement, which has led to multiple studies and debates since the movie came out. And his statement was that no man can be friends with a woman that he finds attractive. He will always want to have sex with her. And that statement was that no man can ever be friends with a woman that he finds attractive, because there's something in him that's always going to want to have to sleep. That's always going to make him want to sleep with her. The question is, can we have healthy relationships between men and women? Subsequent studies prove that in male-female relationships, and we're talking about intimate relationships here, right? Male-female relationships, more often than not, if the men were to be honest with themselves in surveys, there was always some degree of romantic sexual attraction in them. If the man finds the woman attractive. And a lot of the time, the woman didn't even know this. A lot of the time, the woman didn't even know that such a feeling or emotion was going on the other side. And so I would plead with the men that if you are going to be quote unquote friends with somebody you find attractive, please make sure that you are not just using friendship as an excuse for romantic expression. There's a noise coming in from somewhere. I don't know. I think it's coming from Esther.
Is it? Oh
Yes.
Yeah. Let me. Sorry about that, please.
Just mute yourself for me. And so let us be mindful about what let us be honest with ourselves as to what the true source of our emotions are, particularly when it comes to quote unquote friendships between men and women. I think it is possible to have healthy relationships between men and women, particularly for married men, if your wife or your husband is aware and there's full transparency. Okay. On the other hand, if there's no such attraction in terms of romantic attraction, definitely, then I think there's the possibility of actual sisterly, brotherly based friendships. Okay. But let us be wary, particularly the men. And I'm being explicit about this because it's important. One of the things that I've also known, that if you're a man and you are destined for greatness, the first thing you have to overcome is how to manage your sexual appetites or your sexual emotions. Okay. And so it's important that we have a very strong sense of what our feelings and emotions, romantically speaking, are saying and how we are managing and directing it. Otherwise, you're going to become a victim of your emotions. So that's what I wanted to say about that. Maybe there's a question that I could address. I think I don't have any immediate general point. Yes, Esther, you're muted.
Yeah, so Esther, can I talk about the question in the chat?
Yes, any of you can take any of the questions. Yes,
yeah,
because you'll be right.
Yeah, I see Blessed asking how, like when you are in a relationship, I don't want to have any sexual relationship with the partner, how do you manage it when it arises? So I feel like when it comes to some of these things, sex starts from the mind. Sex actually starts from the mind. So you have to determine in your mind that I'm not having sex. That's the part you can use that general thing we say no means no. That's number one. Number two is that you're in a relationship with a partner. You know human beings, we have sexual urges and all that. Every 2 seconds, you are in a lonely room alone. I don't know, so sometimes they will even find an excuse. We are doing Bible studies. And plan for me, and you want to do Bible study alone in your bedroom. That's not practical. So what you do when you don't want to have sexual relationship in a relationship is, one, you determine that you don't want to have sex. No is no. Two, you don't put yourself in situations where even when the edges come, you want to have sex. Do you understand? Don't stay in secluded areas and don't stay in places that will invite that sexual tension. See that you'll be in a room, then you are looking at the person's face, the person is looking, the sexual tension, you are still there. Move, leave. So when there's sexual tension, you excuse yourself, you find outdoors. The person is not your only, some people, they'll go into a relationship and they will make that person their Lord and personal savior. You need to learn how to do healthy attachment. Some attachments are very unhealthy. They're in a relationship, they are so attached. They're in the toilets, they are there. They are on the moon, they are there. Like you don't have a breathing space. So we have to practice something we call healthy attachment, whereby your very life does not depend on the person's life. Do you understand? You need personal space. So one, you make up your mind. Two, you avoid places that will lead to that sexual thing. And then when you are in a place and the sexual tension or sexual edges come, you leave, you disperse it. The Bible said, and I'm a Christian, so by all means, I'll bring it. When Joseph was with Potiphar, sorry, our Muslim brothers, but there's a story in the Bible about Joseph and Potiphar, the king's wife. When the woman came and said, I wanted sex, what did Joseph do? He ran, flee. The Bible even said run. He said flee. So you run. So anytime the edges come, you see, it starts coming, you start running from that situation. So you flee from it. And then you have a conversation about it. Do you understand? You don't ever stop. See, when you're in a relationship, somebody even asks about, is there a need to have boundaries? You need to have boundaries. Even me who is married, before I even in the marriage, I have boundaries. There are some things I know I won't cross. Do you understand? And all these things come from conversations. So you keep on reminding your partner, I really don't want to have sex. I want it to be on after we are married. Do you understand? And the Bible says, as you say it, it becomes what you think, and it becomes your reality. So don't stop talking about it. Do you understand? Talk about it. This is what I want to do. This is what I want. It's your vision. Do you understand? And you stand by it. So those are some of the practical ways I can give you. Do you understand? If I tell you to go for prayers, and people will see that the most funniest thing I heard was somebody with sexual urges. It's not like a chronic thing. It's the normal thing that comes and go. And he's in a relationship, he's staying in the same room with the partner. They are not married though. The person is washing, cooking for her. The person is providing money, and they're staying in the same room. And he has come to look for ways to stop sexual urges, and then if we can pray for her or him. And I'm like, how? He has to stay in the same room with the person. Prayer cannot even move these things. Yeah, so for me, I think let's be practical. As much as we are Christians, our brains are there for a reason. Or we are Muslims, our brains are there for a reason. People think that when you become spiritual, like a Muslim or a Christian, then your brain becomes non-functional. Do you understand? Even the Bible says, so how a man thinketh, so he is. So the brain is very, very important. And when God even wants to do a miracle, he uses our brain. That's why he said, be transformed by the renewal of your mind, in the Christian Bible, in our Bible. So the brain is everything. So the fact that you become a Muslim, a Christian, doesn't mean your brain has become dead. So use your brain and be practical. Thank you.
That's for the question. So much. Thank you so much. That was so powerful.
Can I add a question?
All right.
I think this one, probably the most powerful emotion to control, and I can only speak from the experience of men, okay, is that sexual urge and that sexual emotion. It has, it's brought down presidents, popes, apostles. Imagine every man's challenge. But here's the thing. Part of intimacy is the confidence to speak and be transparent and communicate, knowing that you'll be respected. That's part of intimacy, and that's what we're talking about here. And so to my sister Diana's point, make it explicit in that relationship. If there is the risk that you end up sleeping together and you've agreed that you won't do this for whatever reason, okay, then make it an explicit conversation point where you know that you are part of the intimacy has to be defined in the very beginning, is that the person honors your transparency. You don't lose your agency as a person because you are in love. Okay? And the person who's deserving of that level of intimacy will have to learn to respect that. And you make it a conversation point so that you draw the lines up front and you hold each other accountable. On the other hand, if you find yourself in a relationship who doesn't share with somebody who doesn't share that same degree or definition of intimacy, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in trouble. And so I just don't want us to use spirituality or some type of superhuman will to be our only response. You will fall if that is your only if that's your only circuit breaker. So prepare for it, have a conversation about it, and be of one mind. And if that happens, I assure you, you'll make it out to your wedding day, and all will be set. Over.
Thank you so much for your submission, both Ms. Dinah and Mr. Boache. This has been a wonderful discussion. The next question, and then I think this will probably be our last question. So if you are giving your submission, just give us your final thoughts as well to wrap up things. Sometimes as individuals, we have some ideas in our minds, and based on those ideas, whether it's based on fact or is something that we are just thinking it causes us to exhibit negative emotions. So how do we control our thought patterns and in such a way that we are not acting based on non-factual or baseless assumptions in our head, but I mean, so that we can build and have a good and healthy relationship. So I'll start with Ms. Dina, and I would like you to give your final submission as well. Thank you.
Mr. Kofi, just give me a minute.
Okay, all right. So Mr. Kofi, please take it up. Yeah, whilst we wait for Ms. Dina.
I'm not quite sure I fully understood the question, but I'll use it as an invitation to make my final submission.
Okay.
I want to talk about social media and its role in our relationships and how it manages and impacts our emotions. One of the early engineers, probably one of the founders of Facebook, gentleman by the name of Chamath Peripatati or something like that. He's long since left the Facebook management, and I think he bought one of the basketball teams in California, if I'm not mistaken. He presented to the graduate students at Stanford University a couple of years back. And Chamath said that social media is programming our emotions. We are being programmed. What that means is they have mastered, and I'm not talking about Facebook alone, I'm talking about Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you know the names, right? They have mastered the art of tapping into that element of our minds and our brains that respond to certain social cues. And so we are being programmed by our engagement with technology. And you and I have to make a decision, either as to how much of our intellectual agency we are going to yield to these platforms or not. WhatsApp is one of them, and YouTube is as well. Okay. Now the question is, how much of our emotional reactions are we going to let it be manipulated by technology? How much are we going to manipulate others using technology? You guys are here, graduate students in the USA. It will surprise you to find that a lot of people have fallen in love through social media and have made intimate attachments only to find that the person that they thought they knew is not who they are in person, in reality. At the same time, our emotional appetites, be it through music, movies, or the types of things that we like to read and engage with on social media, are being programmed one way or the other. Now, we need to check that, because it is in understanding these emotional triggers that we can have a full control of our agency as human beings who are desirous of having healthy relationships. And so I want to tell all of us, don't fall in love with an Instagram profile. Don't fall in love with a Facebook profile. Seek healthy relationships that are reality-based. Let us commit to seeking reality-based, healthy relationships. People who are going to be kind to us. People who are going to be men and women of integrity. And people who are going to be parent with us. When you have these elements, then you can have trust. And when you have trust, then you can actually have intimate relationships that are worthy of the name. God bless you all, and thank you for the opportunity. Over.
Yeah. Esther, can you repeat the question you asked? I was a little distracted.
So the question I was asking has to do with, people act based on certain ideas they have in their minds, and as a result, they exhibit negative emotions towards their partners and even in friendship. So how do we manage that kind of thoughts patterns? And then we will also take your final submission. I hope that question makes sense.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, I'll try and tell. So Norman Vincent says something. He said, and I really like that. He said, you change your thought and you change your world. Do you understand? The guy who invented the bulb, I heard he did it about 999 times. It was on the 1,000th time that he got it correct, if I'm right, if my brain is serving me right. So it means that for the 999 times he did it, he changed something every time he failed. He changed something every time he failed until the 99th time, when everything he changed came together to make the light bulb. So if you really want to change, immediately you change the way you think, you change your world. So, and see, everything that is happening in your life starts from your head, the way you think. Even where you are now is as a result of your thought process. So if life is going on well with you, your brain, your mind. If things are not going on well with you, your mind. So I just wanted to say that your life right now was as a result of the decisions and your thoughts. It's a collective result of your thoughts and your decisions. Our decisions comes from our thoughts. Do you understand? So everything we do on this earth can be changed when we start from our mind. If you didn't take anything from this meeting, I want you to know that a renewed mind, a thought-changing mind can change your world. So the way you think. So when I was talking, I said, we praise the way you think. Change the narrative. Do you understand? You have to start putting positive things in your mind. And I also said you have to start vetting the way you think. If you are somebody who is like, what I think is correct, and you don't rethink any decisions you make, you always end up making wrong decisions. So always vet your thoughts and challenge your thoughts. Challenge it. Do you understand? And that's how you can lead to a very healthy, controlling your emotional reactions and all that. You put much thinking into it, you challenge your thoughts, and you make sure that you feed your mind with healthy stuff, healthy emotions. Do you understand? So when you are getting angry, you ask yourself questions, and that's going to go into your mind. What is making me think this way? In 10 or 5 years' time, in 1 year time, tomorrow, will this thing matter? Will it matter what I'm thinking? If I'm thinking that this person is envious of me or jealous of me, or this person is doing this because of this and it's making me react in a certain way, that thing that is making you angry, sad, moody, tomorrow, will it matter? 1 year from now, will it matter? 10 years from now, will it matter? So if you start thinking along that side, then you realize that it will change your whole pattern of emotions and your reactions to emotions. Do you understand? And then my last words will be like, see, when we are born, they take us to school. So they try to develop our IQs. Do you understand? So emotions are also like our IQs that needs to be trained. And I want to tell you that it's also malleable. What you feed your mind. So your mind is like a chocolate factory. You put the cocoa inside, it brings out chocolate. So whatever you feed into your mind is what will come out. Do you understand? So learn how to tame your mind, learn how to feed with positive things, and learn how to learn and relearn. And the last thing I want to say is that let's learn how to be practical. If as much as possible, you can be practical in a situation, let's be practical. Do you understand? And then my father always told me something. He said, don't take unhealthy chances. There are people who just take unhealthy chances. It's not bad to take chances like, oh, I want to take a chance with this idea I have, fine. But if it's unhealthy, don't take that chance. So challenge your brain, learn to learn, relearn, and unlearn. And then the last thing I want to do is that learn to practice love. Do you understand? See, when you have love, There are so many things, there are so many things love can impact. We, the Christians, the Bible has given us a definition for love, which says love is patient, love is kind, love is long-suffering. See, when you are patient, you realize that when your emotions are coming up, you take a deep breath. You are patient with your thoughts. Love is kind. When you are kind to somebody, as you be kind to yourself, you'll be empathetic. Do you understand? So I know different religions have different ways of defining what love is. But from the Christian point of view, I realize that love is a holistic something that when you decide to consciously practice, it will impact every aspect of your life, even your emotions, your brain. Even when you are doing a project and you are doing it with a lot of love, you realize that you put so much, if you love your project, you see how you put much time, energy, and you want it to succeed. And if it's something you really didn't like, you realize that your energy in it is, and all that doesn't go on well. So for me, the basis of any intimate relationship is love. Love. It's not the practical love. Do you understand? Not the one that you are thinking like I'm feeling butterflies in my stomach. No. I'm talking about the practical love, which involves patience, kind, long-suffering, self-control, and all that is the base. So if you say you love somebody, you are thinking about the person and you are being empathetic. If you are doing something to the person, you first think, will this person like this in general? Then you also ask yourself, if it were me, will I like this? If somebody was angry with me, will I like the person to throw their hands? Would I like the person to shout? Would I like the person to insult? Do you understand? Always put yourself in the other person's shoes. Do you understand? And I'm going to say this, it's not an insult. Always learn how to use your brain too. It's on a very lighter note. Don't throw your brains away and be controlled by emotions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our panel members. It has been such an insightful session, and we are so much grateful to all our audience. I would say that this is just the first session of the whole program. So our audience, kindly stay with us. We will invite our sister Desire to thank our panel members for making it a time to share their knowledge with us and their time with us. We are so much grateful to you. So our sister Desire, take the floor.
Okay, hi everyone. I hope hello everyone. So my name is Desire, and thank you all so much for spending this time with us. And
Desire, can we see your face, please?
can you see me? Can you see me now?
Let me see.
Please, if
Okay.
anyone can see me, just say
Okay,
something.
great.
Okay, so thank you, Presido, for the opportunity to represent the GRASAG USA in giving this vote of thanks. And thank you, Esther. I would first of all like to thank our panelists, our esteemed Elder Kofi and Miss Diana. I enjoyed the session personally for myself, so I'm assuming that everybody did, looking at the comments that were coming in and everything. And I like the fact that you hammered a lot about the importance of our emotions and how to manage it. And for Miss Diana, it was like she was giving us a sermon because everything had to do with our mind and everything. And I really enjoyed it. And I also want everybody to know that our mind is powerful. So anything you garbage in, that's what you're going to garbage out. So just like their final words were, I really appreciate everybody to, if they don't remember anything at all, that last part was a sermon. So at least that's something you can take away. And so thank you so much for spending your time with us, for kind of giving us more impact into the importance of managing our emotions. We are very grateful for the time we spent, and I know that everybody took something out of this section. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for our panel members. we could excuse you and then we will play our games. But if you like to stay and watch our games too, that's totally fine. Yeah, so I believe Desmond is here and he will take it up.
Hi everyone. So thank you for staying around for the first session. So the second session, we are going to play a particular game. It's more of what you know. It's more a fun game, and I think at the end we come to the prize. Yeah, there are going to be 2 sessions for this. There's going to be a Kahoot quiz, and there's going to be Riddle part. Yeah, so I will just share my screen quickly, and I'll just tell you the rules of the game and how we can actually play it.
Let me enable the screen share.
Yes, please. I think I help me enable that. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so this is called Kahoot, and it's going to be a quiz. And the rules of the quiz is that there are going to be a set of questions, given to us. It's an online platform game, actually. So we're going to give you some sort of questions, and you are supposed to choose the right answer. And the answer is based on, by answering a question, you're going to gain points, okay? And the point you gain is based on your accuracy and your speed. So probably for each question you are given 10 seconds, probably, yeah, based on the type of question. Then when that happens, when you choose the right answer and the time you actually choose, it will give you a particular point. So there are going to be around 25 questions you're going to go through. And at each question will give you, each point. And as we progress, you will see those who are, the top 5. So you know how best you are working on, and the speed, and how accurate you are. Yeah, and how you join is that you can either go to kahoot.com and just put in this code, or just use your phone and scan the QR code there, and you can join. So I'll give some short time for us to join. So when you scan this QR code, or you go and enter I can see some people are joined already. That's beautiful. So you can just scan this code and just put in your nickname, either your name or your nickname or anything. You can put an emoji there. So I think we can start entering the game at this time. Yeah, we can all start now.
Just a comment. The winner of the Kahoot gets $10 as a way of just motivating us to participate. So just keep that in mind. And so you may not want to use a nickname that we won't be able to trace. But then if you use a nickname, of course, we would ask whose nickname is that. And we don't expect 2 people to say it's theirs. So please keep that in mind.
Okay, I think we are close to 36. I expect all of us to join. So I'll just give some a couple of minutes, maybe 1 minute more for us to join, then we can actually start. So as I said earlier, your score will be based on how accurate you are, and also the speed. So that will give you each point. And at the end of the 25 questions, you will see who is the winner. So far we have 17 people joining. Please, let's do what to join. If you have a problem or a challenge, you can put in the chat box and we can help you out. We have 19 people joining. Okay, so I think in the next 10 seconds, I will start yeah, if maybe join later, then it's to your own peril. So let's try and join quickly. So we have about 30 seconds more.
With the GRASAG USA leaders, you can play the game if you want to. I don't expect Desmond to play and Jonathan to play, but the rest, please, you can play the game. If you get the $10, we will share.
Okay, so time is running out. Let's quickly join. $10 at stake, so please do what to join. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1. Yeah, so I think we can start now. Time is running out. We can start now. Here it goes. Over here, when you see the question, the answer, you choose the right answer on your phone. Okay, just the color you have to choose. So just look at it and let's start. Well, so I think 70 people answered this question, and 16 people answered rightly, and 1 person answered I think wrongly. So let's see who's leading now. Whoa. Yeah, so I think Leo is leading now, and I think we'll move on to the next question. So the point is that it show you the first 5 people or the first top 5 people who have the highest score. So I think for now, Leo is leading. We move on to the next question then. Okay. Wow, Leo is leading again. And I think Atake has bypassed Ghana Jollof. Yeah, so we move on to the next stage now. People are confused, I guess. Okay, so go is the right answer. Whoa, Leo is still leading. So let's move to the next question. Whoa, wow, some people chose healer. Oh my God. Yeah, so we know that Kwame Nkrumah was the first prime minister of Ghana. And so as course, Leo is still leading. I believe some of us are working hard to pass Leo. So let's work hard, I mean, $10 is at stake. The 5th question. Well, I think this question missed a lot of people. So let's try to pay attention to details as well. I think only 4 people had the right answer, and most of us got it wrong. So let's try and work on it. Yeah, I think the right answer is black, green, red, and gold. Yeah. So Ghana Jollof is back in the game. Leo is still leading. Let's see who can beat Leo in the upcoming ones. Okay, we keep moving. I think Leo is still leading. The cocoa tree. We move to the next question. Leo is still leading. Yeah, so the right answer is Bucharest, Romania. Let's move to the next question. We have a few minutes to do this. All right, so I think still Leo is leading, Ganjalov is second, Phoebe is third now, Random is fourth, and Uncle Lorik is fifth. Let's see what happens as the question progresses. Let's see how best we know about Ghanaian history. Wow. Boom. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow, there has been a shift now, but still Leo is still leading. Let's move to the next question. Let's see who beats Leo. Oh, okay. So no one to Islamafo. Interesting. All right, so the right answer is Ephraim Amu. And let's see who is still leading. Whoa. Leo is shooting up. Random is second. Dan is third. I think Andy has taken the fourth place now. And Ghana Jollof is now in the fifth place. Let's move on to the next question. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Whoa, Leo is going. Leo is going. I think now we have Uncoloric taking the fifth place again. Let's move on. Oh, okay. I think that people had the right answer. Let's see who is taking the first place again. Oh, I think Leo is still leading. We have Dan taking the second place now. Andy taking the third place. Random still at the fourth place. And Ed K now taking the fifth place. So let's move on to the next question.
I would
So
like
just
to
some
beat Leo.
questions. So let us pay attention to the details. $10 is at stake. Let's work hard, let's work hard, let's work fast. Let's work accurately to get the right answers. Okay, the right answer is Jimmy. And let's see. Leo is still leading. Dan is second. Random has taken the third place now at K, the fourth place, and Uncle Loric is back in the game at the fifth place. Let's move on then to the next question. Very intriguing question. Yeah, and the right answer is all of them. Yeah, very intriguing question. All right, so let's see. Leo is going. Dan is still second. Ed K has taken the third place now. Random fourth, and Uncle Eric, fifth place. We have about 11 questions more. Let's try and work hard. A little math question here. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, so we have Leo leading at K, second place now. Dan, third place. Colin is in the game. He's in the fourth place. Uncle Eric still taking the fifth place. Wow, yeah, the right answer is 70. And whoa, Dan is getting closer to Leo. That's beautiful. Let's try and work hard. Let's try and work hard. There are about 9 more questions. Let's try and work hard. Boom. Okay, so we are still moving. We are still moving. Next question. I think only 7 people had the right answer. Is it still making sound? Okay, I think Leo is still there, and Gloric is not at third place, and 316 is making a comeback now. It's a little tricky and questions. Let's try and pay attention to details and be quick as possible to get higher points. Only 2 people had the right answer. Yeah, so let's move on to the next question.
Desmond, I hope you can explain why those ones are the right answers.
Oh, okay. I think as time goes, I'll do that then. Yeah. So I think Leo is still in the first place, at K second place, and 316 is now in the third place. You're shooting up. That's beautiful. Yeah, so the right answer is coprastaphobia. Yeah, actually. Yeah, this is more something of knowledge. I don't know how to explain it. It's something that is known as a fear of constipation. So let's just take note of that. Yeah. So that's the right answer. And I think only 6 people had it. So let's read more to understand these things. And I think Leo is still stagnant. I wish somebody would be beating Leo now. So at K, you are close to Leo. Let's work hard. Let's work hard. 316 also coming. 316 also coming close. Colin is now in the back to the game. And Caloric is back to the 5th place again. I think we can work hard. We have about 5 more questions. So let's work hard fast and see who wins this $10 for this particular quiz. Very interesting question. Yeah, so in Texas, this actually happened in Texas. Wow, Leo is back to the game. Andy, welcome to the 5th place. Let's move to the next question. We have about 3 more after this to go. Yeah, so the right answer is a crocodile. Crocodile stick its tank. Yeah. And Dan is back to the game. Let's move on to the next question. 3 more questions to go, and who is winning? So what was the name of the pet of Harry Potter? I guess a couple of us have actually watched Harry Potter series, and maybe you paid attention to the details. And the right answer is Hedwig. So that was the name of the pet of Harry Potter. And we move. I think Leo is still taking the lead. And we have 2 more questions. Let's see what happens in the final round. So this is a little historic. Which color of toilet paper was used by the people of France? Is it yellow? Is it pink? Is it white? Is it brown? Yeah, so the right answer is pink. It's pinkish in nature. It's very weird, right? Whoa. I think 316 is closer. It's now in the 2nd place. Uncle Oreg in the 5th place. At K, 3rd place. Larry in the 4th place. And our final question. What is the name of the GRASAG USA president? Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Yeah. Oh, bravo, bravo. I think almost 95% of us had an answer right. The name of the USA GRASAG president is Blessed Amwa. And let's see who won the game. So 3rd place, we have Ed K. We can give him a hand of applause. 316 taking the 2nd place. And finally, we have Leo. So winning this particular quiz, we have Leo as taking the 1st place, and Ed K taking the 2nd, 316 taking the 2nd place, Ed K taking the 3rd place. And I think at this point, we will want to see the faces of our winners. Blessed, can you help me with this?
Yes, can we see Ed K, please? If you can unshare your screen so that we can see Edke properly.
Sure.
Yeah. Where is Edke? Edke? Okay. Who was second? Is it 316? Okay, Edke is here. I can see Edke. Edke, thanks for
Hello.
participating. Do you have any words to say?
Oh no, it was fun. Maybe we should do it more often. I guess.
Okay. Thank you. And 316?
Hey,
Where is 316?
Yes,
Oh, okay. Thank you for participating, David.
thank you.
Do you have anything to say?
Oh no, I didn't start well, so
Okay.
but it was fun. Yeah,
Okay, thank
I
you.
enjoyed it.
Now, our almighty Leo.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun playing and winning as well. So
What was the secret?
waiting for my $10. Well,
$10.
it's it's a mixture of being fast and I mean the grace or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All right, thank you. Yes. I'll be communicating with you in the chat box and we'll send you the $10. Now it's time for the riddles, so I'll leave it up to Jonathan.
Sure.
So the one who wins the riddles also gets another $10. So please get ready.
That's that in case Leo still wins the riddle, should we give him
Yes.
the prize?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, so I am Jonathan, and I'll give some a brief instruction about the riddles. Yeah, so with the riddles, before we start, I mean, Blessed is gonna put a line in the chat, the general chat, a line, and the riddles are going to be shown, and whoever answers the answer, please, you have to type your answer in the general chat box, right? Yeah, you have to put your answer in the general chat box, and when the time is up, we are going to let you guys know that the time is up. And Blessed again is going to put a line when the time is up, and whatever answer comes before the line is not going to be included. And whoever answers first, right? Whoever answers first get 10 points.
So first and right.
Yes, first and right. Okay, thank you, Blessed. First and right get 10 points, right? And we have about 15 questions for that. So to reiterate, please, your answer, you have to type that in the general chat box, right? Okay.
And Jonathan, just a quick one. I'm only putting the scores of the person who wins. So whoever wins get a score of 10. Okay. So
yeah.
At the end of it, I'm going to collate all the scores, add them together, and whoever has the highest number of scores would, get the $10. So in as much as I'm doing it here, please also do it at your end so that you don't think you've been cheated.
All right, please, is there any, okay, Alice, is it open to all?
Yes, it's open to all.
Yes, it's open to all, so yeah, you can also
But
partake in
with
that.
the leaders, I believe I sent the question to the our page, so you are not included.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
sorry.
okay, so GRASAG executives are not part. Well, Alice, maybe probably you did not see that, well, but that's quite unfortunate, so you would still be part. All right.
And every question has 15 seconds to answer. You have 15 seconds before to answer, yeah. At the end of the 15 seconds, we move to the next question.
Blessed, I think you have to give me the permission to share my screen.
You should be able to share your screen now.
Oh yeah, I can, yes.
Can you?
Yes, I can. Just all right. I hope you guys can see. Okay. No, you cannot.
Don't do it
Wait.
that way. Else they'll see the question before the slide, before the main slide. So you have to change the settings.
Okay. How am I going to? I think, okay, well, okay. I was using two screens, I guess that's, all right. Okay, so please, the questions that you guys are going to see only has one answer, you see, it's not ambiguous. And though probably you might think that there are some answers, just like you can see from the background, but there's only one bright question mark. So only one bright answer. Okay, so if we are ready, that's the first question.
Time starts.
Remember to put your answer in the general chat box.
Okay, the time has ended.
Okay, so the answer follows.
So Josh got it.
Josh. All right. Question number 2.
Time
Let's
starts.
did you start the time? Okay.
Time.
Okay. Answer follows.
So I'm just thinking, isn't the pasta also correct? Because some people said pasta.
No, but a pastor can also marry.
Okay, that's
the
true.
Question,
So
yeah, the question says that, but has never been married.
Yeah,
Jesus
so
Christ.
it's a priest. Joshua Atakumi got it.
Okay. All right. So are we ready for the next question? Question number 3. Yeah, hit it.
Time.
Time. Okay. The answer follows.
Abraham got it.
Okay. The next question. Interesting.
Time.
Okay. The answer follows.
Okay, so Leo got it.
All right. Well, Leo, I've not been hearing your name. Okay. Next question.
Time.
All right. The answer follows.
Okay, Josh.
Okay. Next question.
Time.
All right. The answer follows.
Okay, Abraham got it. So now Abraham and
Okay.
George have the same points, and the highest points actually.
All right. Next question.
Okay, time.
All right. Answer follows.
Okay, Abraham got it.
Oh, okay. Next question.
Time. Abraham got it.
Oh, okay. The men are being separated from the boys.
I know, right?
Next question.
I hope you are not searching the internet for the answer. Time.
All right.
Who should we give it to? Francisca said future. Lydia said Ochina, which means tomorrow. And Abraham also said tomorrow. Is future correct?
Well, let's see the question again. I never was, which is true for all of it.
So
I'm
future is
always
correct, right?
to be. Yeah, future could be. Yeah.
Okay. So please you give the answer to Francisca. Future.
Okay.
Okay, time.
All right. Answer.
Okay, Abraham got it.
Oh, okay.
Very fast.
Time.
All right. Answer follows.
Night falls and actually nobody. Oh, somebody got it.
Yeah.
Lydia. Okay.
They had it.
Who is that?
Lydia.
Oh, okay.
Time.
All right. The answer follows.
Okay. So Francisca got it.
Okay.
Okay, next question. How many questions more?
So I think 2 more.
Okay. Time.
All right. The answer follows.
The letter E. Okay, Leo got it.
Okay.
Okay. Last question, right?
No, last but one.
Yeah. Okay. Time.
All right, the answer follows.
Okay, Joshua got it.
Last question.
Last question. Okay, time.
All right, the answer.
Okay, Abraham got it.
Abraham.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now I'm collating the scores of all those who got the answers. Okay, so I would like to share my screen so that you all see who won. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So at the end of it, I believe it's clear who won. Abraham won the game. So Abraham, congratulations.
Yeah.
Please, can you show us yourself and if you have anything to say? How did you win?
Yeah, I think you can meet yourself.
Yeah.
Can you see me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, yeah. Sure. In fact, I'm so glad. I don't know what to say again. It was intense. As Leo said in the first Kahoot, this was also very intense. And thinking and typing at the same time isn't something that it was Grace, as Leo said earlier. So I'll buy into his idea. Grace work.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Abraham. Okay, this brings us to the end of the two games. We hope you had fun and enjoyed the whole program. It will come to an end. We've come to an end of it, and we would invite Desire, please, we would invite you to give the vote of thanks, and then we'll close the program.
Okay.
So you can give vote of thanks for everything, specifically for our audience.
Okay. Esteemed delegates, thank you so much for joining in today's program. We are very grateful to have you, and I hope that in our next fun activity, you all will come more like rep more, like come more in your numbers, invite your friends and everything. But then I'd like to thank you all for spending at least some hours of your day with us today. I had fun, and I hope you all did too. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. We have a lot, so many more to come in 2023. We already have the plan in place for the programs that we would like to have. We even sent a survey to also ask for your opinions as to what we should do. So please fill the survey if you've not already done that, and help us better serve you and make GRASAG something very great. It's for all of us, it's not just for some few people. So please participate, invite people to participate. When you see our flyers around, please share it so that we can reach more audience, because it's still a bit journey and we don't have the numbers yet, but we are growing. So please help us in this regard. If you see our flyers, kindly share with your friends, kindly share on your statuses, and let's help reach more Ghanaians who need help. So thank you once again, and we hope you enjoy a good rest of your day. Happy New Year in advance. And for Leo,
we are hoping that next time the prize money should be $100 if possible.
Okay, we will see. Yes, that's true. Let's take a photo. So if you don't mind putting on your cameras, and then we can take a photo. That would be great. Okay. So we are waiting for you. I'm sure Imanofori is here, and then he'll be the one to take the photo.
Are you guys ready? Everybody say cheese.
Cheese.
Hold on.
All right, so we are going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cheese. Cheese.
All right, thank you all so much. Love you
We are
all.
done.
Okay, bye everyone. Leo and Abraham, please wait behind. I need your details. Please send me a private chat with your bank. I don't know, whichever means you want us to send you the money. Please send it to me as a private chat. Okay.
Okay. On WhatsApp?
If you can send it to me on WhatsApp, that's fine. If you want to send it here too, that's fine.
Okay. I think I have Desmond's number. I don't have.
Okay. Sure.